The pipes were always going to freeze. I guess they all had their reasons, didn't they?
Yeah, right. Oh, I can remember us watching for you guys to come. Oh, I can remember how excited we were. We'd stand there and we had it so that where that curvy road come, we'd be waiting and Mother'd be cooking for a couple days when we knew that they were coming down, and we'd wait and we'd say, I think we see their car coming, I think we see their car. Yeah, it's coming around the bend, it's coming around the bend. We stand there, just wait, you know. And, we'd run out in the driveway, you know, wait and just had the best time waiting to come. But like you said, your dad was always had to get right back.
Yeah.
Right back up to Belly.
Yeah, well, see, Wally's the same way in a way. He wants to get going again, you know.
Yeah.
And he says, well, you know, I'm making a call from Brownwood. I should be there. You know, this is their excuse. And we've got an answering machine, you know, we've got the fax machine. You know, but see, I think it's something in them. They have to keep moving. They can't, you know, they can't really just sit, relax, and enjoy life like.
Yeah, that was sure fun though when you got your folks and you guys came down. And Rang said she'd tell you, kid, well, Cemoria doesn't know what's happening to her, does she? She said that they run the corner, you know. Oh, I was so happy. And sometimes they'd come unexpected. I didn't know they were coming. Oh, her Rang and I, we just used to laugh and giggle. And
oh, they had so much fun together.
Yeah.
You and Mother, I can remember that too. You didn't stop talking or laughing the whole time.
No, the
we
whole time.
sure
I
didn't.
can remember us going up there one time and they were still in a log cabin. And how excited we were to get there, and oh, they had that pump. We thought that was the neatest thing, that you had to go outside and pump your water. Oh, we thought we had arrived. You go outside, pump it, and I remember Curtis showing us how you would get out there and get our water. We thought, oh, this is really neat, you know.
He was a great salesman.
Oh yeah, he was very... He was a salesperson, I'll tell you. I'm sure he got us to go out to do it because she needs more water. Oh, let me go this time. We'd go out and bring in the water. Then you decided to wallpaper our house.
Yeah.
Remember that we stayed up there?
well, they decided, men decided they were going to wallpaper your living room. And so they stood all
This
day.
is a log cabin.
Yes,
Yeah.
I remember
They
that.
stood all day trying to, they couldn't get the first one up, you know. So when they went up and milk, Rang says, come on, let's paper that house. So we did. We papered the ceiling and we papered the whole wall before they came back from milk. Well, it got so big-eyed, they couldn't understand how we did it.
You know, I just told that to Curtis in the letter about a week
Did
ago.
you?
I had one of Mother's hooked rugs, or he had I given him the bigger hooked rug because I thought he could use it. It was actually a favorite. It was one that Mother had by the couch all the time. Do you? That big one. And he said he'd give it back to me this time because he said he had no way he could use it. And I was glad to take it if he didn't want it. And anyway, I said as I unfolded the rug, all these memories come back, you know. And one was the papering the house. I remember how funny that was and how Mother spoke of it for years afterwards.
Yeah.
And he remembered too, but I thought it was Aunt Cemoria, Jolene.
No, it was me.
I've got to correct myself on that because
Well, I papered our own house. We used to have cracks in the ceilings. I used to tear
She
my
had
old
this
dresses
old,
up. And,
she used to have, we had this, I can remember Dad working, and we had this old rough wood on the walls, you know, he had this old rough
that's the only
cedar.
wood we could afford to build.
Yeah,
put
to
that
get,
in.
and so I can remember her in the must have been 1930s, that she had all these old polka dot dresses, and boy, she was laid out the old paste wallpaper boards out there on the thing one day, and she was cutting these old dresses up. We said, what are you going to do? I'm wallpapering this house, she says. And she was just cutting her own dresses up, but she had to lay the fabric on the walls first of all. So all her polka dot dresses went up all over the walls. First of all, with all this wallpaper. They spelled, I can still remember thinking, wonder what this house is going to look like. I didn't know
Mother's
that
gone mad.
anything was better than that old rough wood. If Dad had it, you know, he would eventually had time. He would have got it done, but he was gonna, you know, she knew you had to have fabric to cover that. And then she finally found the wallpaper she wanted and just put the wallpaper up in no time. But she could outwork Dad. She wouldn't wait for that perfectionist that Dad had.
Yeah. Well, I think both of you and Mother were very efficient with your hands. You could get things done, you know.
Well, we had worked all our lives, you know, doing things and getting
But you
things
knew how to put things together.
Yeah.
That was funny. I can remember that.
Yeah, well, that was during Depression. There was no money to work with. When you were wallpapering your house, you know, there was just nothing, you know. So, goodness, I know we didn't have anything. I'm sure you didn't have very much either. No one did, you know.
But we were lucky to have food to eat, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Days.
Yeah.
Well, getting back to your dad, now you said he was the first one to have a car. What year was it he had that car?
1918, I think. or he bought a 1918 car. I think it was about 1918.
What
A
kind
Dodge
of car?
touring car. And O.R. later he told him he gave him $1,000 for that car to buy it. O.R. had been working in the bank since he was 17. And so he gave him, I don't know if he gave him that much. O.R. kind of exaggerate once in a while. But I imagine he helped O.R. Daddy pay for the car, which was nice.
That was nice. Yeah. Well, he helped get him, an education, I suppose, or he left home so he could go to school and things. And yeah. It was a different time, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Grandma, was there a relative or somebody, you said there was somebody in the family who you'd give him a wrapped present, and she'd never unwrap it. She'd put it in the closet, and then when it came time to hand out another present, she would just reach in her closet and pull it out for a wedding present. You got some rusty spoons.
No, that wasn't me. I don't remember ever saying that.
You got bowls, though, when you were married, didn't you?
You got bowls?
Yeah, what did you get for wedding presents? Or
Oh, I got a teapot.
well, didn't you get like some bowls or something?
Yeah, I got
A bunch
some
of
bowls.
glasses.
And
Where
Grandma-
did you get married?
In Vilnius, or our old home place up there in Victorville or Pleasant Valley. And Grandma gave me a pretty soft bowl and 6 sherbet glasses to match it. And we were kept packing it out to our car to take it home to Seattle. And Al dropped the bowl and the sherbet glasses. He broke all the sherbet glasses, but the bowl is still intact. I think it's still up there in the attic. It'd be nice one of you kids could have it if you found it. It's a pretty pink bowl. Because I didn't have much use for it and didn't have any closets or cupboard space or anything for it. It's a nice, it's got edges on it. And Eric and Anna gave me a teapot, and then Mom and Dad, I imagine they had to go to the bank and get it. It was $100 check. I imagine they had to go to the bank, to get it. They didn't have much money in those days. And Sig had been married 1 month before I was married, and she got the same thing. They had a big chivalry on us when we were married. People came from Whitehorn and around. And
What was the chivalry?
chivalry, that's where they made a lot of noise to tell you were married. They had wash tubs out there, pounding on wash tubs, and they shot a couple of shotguns, up in the air.
Oh, yeah. Who married you?
President Petrie, he was a bishop in Bellingham at the time.
Oh, was Petrie a bishop at one time?
Mm-hmm. Did you know him?
Oh yeah, it was Sister Petrie was mother's, was the same Petrie that, well, Sister Petrie, who she was. Yeah, I didn't know him. I don't think I knew him, but I knew her. I think she was a widow when I knew her, probably.
Could be. Yeah, they were, well, I imagine he must have been in his 55 or 60 when he came up and married us. And Al didn't know that they didn't take money for it, so he gave the President Petrie $5 for marrying us. He said, well, I'll put this in the welfare fund, he said.
Oh, there's so much that, do you know anything more about Grandfather Oslin? Because he's sort of an enigma to me. I don't.
He used to carry peppermints, little white or pink peppermints in his pocket all the time. And when us kids came around, he'd pull out that bag of peppermints and pass us each a peppermint. And Fritz still calls him the peppermint grandfather.
Really?
What did he do? Did he come to Sweden about the same time as your folks?
Yeah, they came over when Mom and Dad did.
Yeah.
Grandma and Grandpa both, and Eric and Cemoria.
Oh,
They
yeah.
all came. I think Uncle Emil did too, because Uncle Emil lived in that little cabin that they had there. You need to go, Audrey.
No. Let's see what's happening here.
And so maybe we better get out of their hair here.
Yeah.
Oh no, please don't. I want to show you something too. That Moody man.
Grandpa?
Yeah.
Oslin?
Oslin.
I didn't think he was. He was always jolly. He'd tell us stories
Oh,
and
see that?
ride us on on his knee, and everything. He used to
Just
come
quiet,
over a
maybe.
lot. And just quiet, I think.
Did you know your father's parents?
No, they died in Sweden.
They did. They died before your parents moved, or after your parents moved?
I think after parents moved, because Dad and Mom used to talk about them. And
Did they know when they died?
yes, I'm sure Dad did. Well, you little sweetheart. You little sweetheart. Yes, you little sweetheart. He sure is a cutie. You didn't get a girl, Chris, but you sure got a cute boy.
Yeah, that's right. I'll keep them.
Yeah,
I'll keep
I
'em.
think I would too.
Nanny would too. Nanny would too, huh? Nanny would too. It's alert for the dog.
One of their piano scarves that she has is real white lace on and insertions in it. It's real pretty.
Yeah, that's nice. A couple of her things I think that I can identify. So that's nice. It's nice to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice to know more about your family. You know.
Tell us about Aunt Brita.
I didn't know Aunt Brita too well. She had 8 or 9 children. I think she must have had 9 or 10 children.
Who'd you marry?
What?
Who did Brita marry?
Lars Larson. And they came over. I think they were married in Sweden, and they came over before Mom and Dad did. And, yeah, they had settled in Mountain View. And she had a little girl, I think her name was Victoria, that died. She was about the same age as Vic, my brother Vic. And then she had a Walter that died. He was, I think he was 16 when he died. He's here, Walter.
What number?
12.
12?
Walter Larson.
He looks like a little bit like Walter.
What did he die from?
Yes. Well, they didn't know for sure. They said he and Wilfred had been out resting in the barn about 2 or 3 weeks before he died, and they might have, hit a vein or something that bled inside. They didn't know really what he died from. And then she had a daughter, Laura. Her oldest daughter died. Brita did. So she had a lot of sadness in her life.
Yeah, I'll say.
Losing children like that many, wouldn't that be hard?
Oh,
Yeah.
it would be. You wonder how they managed, how they were able to cope with that, you know?
Lola is Laura's daughter.
Which number
Lola
is she?
Johnson. Lola's 45. She's a real pretty girl.
She's still living.
Yeah, she was to our family reunion.
Now, whose
She's
daughter
very
was
thin.
she?
That's Laura's daughter.
Laura who?
Laura Larson, or Laura Olin was her married name.
You know, I was putting his family in one of Wally's families, and from Tombstones, from a Tombstones over in Eastern Oregon, and 5 of the 7 children died before they were 7 or 8 years old, just as infants and
Is that
little
right?
tiny children. How can a mother stand? How could she stay sane after that? You know, that'd be terrible.
Oh, it would be.
It happened all the time during that time. People
they
must have been a lot
didn't-
stronger than we
They
were.
didn't know how to, take care of them. Doctors didn't know much
No.
about those things.
No, they didn't. I suppose if you caught cold, well, that was if you didn't take care of it, that was it.
Yeah.
Even when we were small, Mother took such good care of us. When we caught cold, we took care of it. I mean, she didn't let us go out of the house.
Yeah.
And if it was any fever, we went to bed.
Sure.
I think she was afraid of pneumonia, probably,
Yeah.
because you couldn't treat it very well then. You either lived or died,
Now you give them antibiotics and it's all over.
That's
with.
right. They won't go to school that way, So,
Well, we were just talking about how much fun it's supposed to listen to all this.
really?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
enjoying it.
yeah, I do too.
We assume that I assume that you've heard this all before,
No.
Yeah.
No,
So
we
I
always
figured-
talk about the things that we have to talk about.
Yeah,
we get
that's
together,
right. That's right. Well, Melly says the same thing. I tell her something. She says, I never heard that, Mother. Why don't you write that down?
Yeah, right,
But,
right. Yeah, no, I always, we talk about the present things, but we don't ever talk about the past, Seems like we're always so busy with day-to-day things,
Maybe that's why when you get older and you have more time, you start thinking more about it. And maybe that's what we're supposed to do.
That's right.
To record it,
I think so.
for our children.
Well, I can't read much of this either.
You can't,
It's all
no.
written in Swedish.
No, I don't mean you don't have to translate for me, but I thought it's kind of interesting. One of our grandparents,
Yeah.
wills and things like at my other grandparents' wills
Whoever
too.
wrote it had a good, nice handwriting, didn't they?
Didn't they though?
You know,
I should
Mom and
say.
Dad both had a nice handwriting.
Yeah.
Real nice.
Oh, I want to get those letters and show those to you if I can. And I want to make a
The
copy.
tablecloth, he said, just help yourself. Because he was the administrator. And so Rang got me one, and she got herself one. She got Sig one, because it's a girl's one and something to remember Mother by.
Just
And
a
she-
tablecloth?
And
That's
she,
all you got?
yeah, and then she got me the piano scarf and another thing that I had given Mama to work on, to embroider. And she got her something that she'd given her mother to embroider, and so did she got Sig something. And then we went to a family reunion. Dad was with us down there in Birch Bay shortly after. She died in February. We went in July, I think it was, family reunion down in Birch Bay. And Dorothy was the only one that didn't bring a tablecloth. We were supposed to bring our food, potluck and our tablecloth. And Alfred says, well, why didn't you bring a tablecloth? I didn't have one. The Rangel came and took them all.
Oh, well, that
So
sounds like
Alfred-
something else that is.
Yeah, Alfred said, well, you could have went and bought one, he said.
Oh. But you know that happens. It sure does. It's a strange thing when something like this happens. When a family member dies, all kinds of strange things happen.
Yeah.
The greed comes
The
out.
greed is terrible. Yeah, she wanted the rings too. She said, your mother's rings just fit my fingers.
Oh.
Well, OR said they go to the girls. The girls get the rings because that's what they stated in the will, you know.
Well, the girls should have had the mother's embroidery, her linens,
Yeah.
all of that stuff, her
yeah,
dishes,
yeah,
whatever.
Right,
You
they're
know.
the only ones that really would have
Yeah.
appreciated
They
that.
would, yeah. And then when we came there after her children were born, why, things that Mama never put on until Sunday on her bedspread. You know, she had an old bedspread she used during the week, but on Sunday she used to put on a nice bedspread when we'd have company. Why, Dorothy's kids were laying on them in their cribs and peeing on them, you know. And Rang says, it just makes me sick to see my mother's things going that way.
Well, they can't possibly appreciate them
No.
or
No.
have an attachment to them.
No, and all the hours of time that went into making them.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm
You know,
saying. Yes, there's no way they can't feel that. You know, that same thing happened with us, and someone said, "Well, I like that because it's just right for so and so." You know, and I thought, well, that's the wrong attitude. You know,
Right.
it's not the right attitude. This isn't why we divide our parents' things. It's for sentimental, whoever it means the
That's-
most to.
That's right.
Sentimental.
That's right.
The rest they can go down to the store and buy it.
You
That's
bet.
exactly right. Yeah,
So
yeah,
whatever, you know.
yeah.
But no, that's the wrong box. But I wanted to show you those letters.
How do you hope your kids will act when they divide up your stuff?
What?
How do you hope your kids act when they divide up all
I
of your?
hope they'll divide it equally, however they want. Take what they want.
Well, I think the things that are, like she said, are sentimental.
Yeah.
You know, that those are the things that you remember. That's the only thing I'd want. Is, like I
Yeah.
said, is, you know, that candy
don't-
dish that
Yeah.
that you
We
gave
don't
me
have- yeah.
that your parents gave you when you got married.
Yeah.
You know, that blue one. Now, to me, that
Grandma
was.
Solander gave that to me.
Oh, Grandma Solander gave you that, huh? Yeah. Now that was, to me, was something traditional that I remember.
Yeah.
Every Christmas, that was. We knew Christmas was here because we never put up our Christmas tree. I never did figure out that until I went through a Swedish film at the Seattle Opera House, and it showed about Sweden. And I knocked Bob and I said, they said that, well, it's tradition on Christmas Eve that they put up their Christmas trees. I said, oh my gosh. I said, no wonder. I said, I thought we were just so poor we couldn't get our Christmas tree till the day before Christmas.
Wait till they were all done bargains. So.
No, it was a tradition.
I said, everybody
Can we
I
move this
knew,
a little bit, honey?
all my friends had
Can we
their
move
trees
just a little
all up.
bit?
All my friends had their trees all up, and
See, we don't want
still
anybody to
didn't
fall
have a
over,
tree.
okay? Especially Audrey.
No, it was
I'm the one who will
tradition.
do it.
And then we
I'm so
danced
awkward.
around it after
Thank
we
you.
got it up.
Yeah. And we'd say, well, can't we just get up a day earlier? We had no idea that it was tradition, you know. And that was just about 3 or 4 years ago at this opera house.
Now, here's some
Oh, Grandma,
photographs.
Grandpa.
Yeah, well, this is one of Mother.
Oh, yeah, that's a pretty picture.
Do you remember how old she was when she took that?
Oh, she must have been in Seattle. She must have been 18 or 19,
Okay.
I think.
I think it's so soft and pretty.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't that
It's
pretty?
real pretty.
Yeah, that's pretty. Oh, that is pretty. Oh, that is pretty.
Yeah.
That's your mom, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that is pretty. Yeah.
It is.
18 or 19. How old was she when she got married?
Probably 23 or so.
Yeah, but I believe she was in her 20s.
Yeah, somewhere. Well, let's see, she was born in 1903 and was married in 25.
Yeah.
End of 25.
Yeah, she's 22 then,
Yeah.
isn't she?
Uh-huh.
Now this is a good picture of Grandma and Grandpa. See how Grandma's always dressed so nice in skirt and blouses. Oh, you had this enlarged,
Stick it
did
down
you,
just a little
Audrey?
bit.
Yes, I did.
Hold it right there.
Grandma and Grandpa
I'll focus in.
Lindy, huh?
Now, if you come across double
Is this
them,
Grandma and Grandpa Lindy,
That's
Mom?
Osland.
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 if you come across others, let's see. Excuse me. Let's see. I've got another one. If you want that, you can have this one. If you may not have that, I don't know.
Well, I
Now,
don't
there's
want
one
to
you
take
might
your
be.
picture.
No, but if I have others of it, you know, I want you to have it.
Now, who is this with your mother and dad?
I spend my life making copies.
I'm sure you do.
What we do for our kids, you know.
what I would love to have is just like what you have, is a copy machine. Where'd you get
Who
yours?
is this?
Yeah.
Joy, who's this person?
Oh, Mother, don't you know yourself? You don't know yourself?
Is that me?
That's Cemoria. I don't know who she is, but that's
Gee, she's a pretty woman up here.
she is pretty.
Put it down.
Boy, I sure look different now, don't I?
Time passes.
Yeah.
Now this is our house, isn't it, Mother?
Let's see.
Yeah, this is at our
that's your
house.
house. Uh-huh.
This is at our house.
Yeah, our china closet.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's along that wall where you have all those pictures now.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Now, what year would that have been in?
Oh, goodness, I don't know.
You'd had a few kids, but Dad's hair was...
He's got his lunch pail on the box there on the table.
He just got back. He probably just got back from work. He just got it back from work. Maybe you probably had showed up.
That could be.
Yeah.
I've got so many pictures. What does one do with 13 boxes of pictures
Oh, my goodness.
and records?
Look at
you
that
know.
old plant. See where he's at?
I don't
I
know
remember
that
that
picture. I'd
planner,
like a
Grandma.
copy of that
Well,
one.
you can have this one also because this one. No, you can have this one. I'll make a copy of it. I'll make a
Yeah,
copy.
yeah.
I sure will.
We
I'll be
need to
glad
pay you for these, so Audrey, let us
Well,
pay you for
I
these.
think I've got the negative. I may even have.
Well, I'm going to pay you for mine. I left my purse
Copy.
in the car purposely, so I would forget to pay you, but I'm going to go get it.
I wouldn't think of it. Just forget it.
You know,
Oh, you're so honest. Honesty always
I
pays.
used to write so poorly. I never wrote any letters to thank you or anything. I scribbled down. Maybe I could, after I got my arm fixed, maybe I can write one.
That's the more I know without any question that you like what I mean. If someone sends you a letter, you enjoy it. So I mean,
Yeah,
you
right.
don't need to thank me for anything.
No.
You don't.
That's what
Yeah, I feel like I
she
do.
insists on doing it, but
See, I like that enlarged. Isn't that nice?
yeah, shows up everybody.
Now I'm going to show you Dad's family. This is his family in Sweden. Me may have seen that.
Well, no, we haven't seen this one before, have we, Mom?
Yeah, we got it in the small.
Oh, do you have that one?
That's nice with the large.
No, this one.
That one, yeah.
Yeah,
You have that.
She had that enlarged.
Yeah.
Will you have Grandma hold it in front of her and point out each of the family members?
Okay, Mother, you're the one with the big bow in your hair, right?
Yeah, that's me with a crooked arm.
Cricket arms, what does that mean?
My mother said, don't hold your arms so rigid. So I bent them around.
She's got the bow in her hair, and who's next to you, Mother? Is that Rang? Next to you right here?
Yeah, that's Ring.
Rang, and here's O.R. And then Grandpa Lindy next to him. And Grandma Lindy.
You're going to have to tilt down the picture a little bit.
Grandma Lindy. And you're going to have to tell me the rest of those boys,
This
Mother.
is Fritz, and this is Helgi, and this is Henry, and this is Sigrid, and this is Victor. No. Victor, and this is Alfred.
This is another one. You can have. I
got
choose.
that?
You can have one of these. if you want.
Oh, Audrey, that would be real sweet of you. Now, here's one she said I can have. Isn't that nice?
Oh, yeah, that's nice. Yeah, that's really nice. Let me stick that over here, Mom. The one you can have here. Audrey, I'll pay you for them. I got my purse. It's out in the car, too.
I don't want you to pay for any of this.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
I'm
you're-
just so glad you came down. It's just
this,
really
this
nice.
is your dad.
That's Dad.
Yeah. How many brothers did he have? Three?
I think so. Carl, Theodore, and Helgi. And he had another. Let's see, that's that's Helgi. Then there was Alvar,
Oh.
who was probably in the army or something, and he had to serve, you know. And then there was another younger brother, a brother who died, brain fever or something.
This is his sister.
Yeah, that's Elsa Linnea or something. And she's the same age, almost exactly as mother.
Oh, is she? Is
Yeah.
she still living?
Oh no, she died. She died when she was about 30,
Can we see that
just
picture?
after she was married.
And her brother, the brother died not too long ago, about 2 or
Carl,
3 years ago.
yeah.
Can I see the picture?
Carl, they're all
is this?
gone now.
That's Oscar's family.
Oh, this is all.
Isn't
This
that,
is that
they are all
Wang's
gone
husband.
now.
Yeah. Well, there's only
Family.
4 of us left, 2 out of 9.
That's true.
Well, you can see Oscar on
Do you
there.
have this
Yeah,
one?
can't you?
Yes, I have
Very
this one, I think.
Which one, Grandma, is it? Can I see your picture?
Now, which one is the one that lived over in one of those islands that used to come? They used to come and
Port
see.
Orchard or something. It's right here. Harper.
Harper.
Carl died with cancer about 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, I remember that.
Station! Let's go!
Do you know how Anna's
No, I got a letter from her at Christmas time.
Who's this
And
now?
I sent her a letter. But that's,
That's our family without me and Fritz there.
Okay, but where was this taken now? What house?
It was taken from up there where we lived.
Yeah, but that wasn't your last house, was it?
Well, that was a house before they remodeled it. Here's Fritz and Sig and Hilly and Rang and Orr and Henry and Hilly. This is Fritz. Fritz was born about a year after they got here.
So Fritz was, and then you weren't even here?
No.
Is that house in the background, their shack that they didn't like?
Yeah. No, that's the one that we remodeled.
This is the house they remodeled into the white one.
what is that? Oh, that's the one on the farm?
Yeah. Well, that's the one that Dad remodeled.
Oh, I see.
It was that way when Beta Munson moved out of
So
it.
this was only about a year or two after they came from Sweden.
Yeah. Fritz was born. Fritz and I were both born in Pickerville.
That looks like a log. Is that log or
Well,
something?
maybe it isn't. No, it probably isn't. I thought it was the house that we.
Well, I don't know. I don't know where.
I don't think it is. I think it's that shack that they lived in.
Well, it doesn't look like it's too bad of a shack.
No, it doesn't. There are lace curtains at the window.
Yeah, Mom always
It
kept
looks like a pretty nice house. Did
Yeah.
they remodel it? I bet that is the house.
Are you sure that isn't Sweden before they came here?
No, Fritz was born here, and
Okay,
he's sitting
he's
in
in
Mama's
here.
lap.
Okay.
And she was probably pregnant with me, because Fritz looks like he's about a year and a half or old.
Your mother was sure pretty.
Dark!
Very pretty.
Oh, here's
woman.
another one.
Oh, yeah.
It's a big one. I've got.
That's the one I wanted Alfred to make for us.
Yeah.
Mom has such pretty full lips. My lips are so tight.
Can we see?
Small, you know.
Well, now they are. But
Can I see
Well,
the
full lips
picture?
are in now, I think.
You gotta tip it down. Oh, there you go. Good. I'm gonna focus in on it.
You know, I've got one somewhere with Grandpa with his horses.
oh, really?
And really, yeah. This is the family picture I got from Sweden. It's a copy. I have an original too. With
Audrey,
no,
why
it's just
don't
my
you sit
back is
down?
just a little sore. Now, doesn't that look like John Lindy?
Yeah.
That's his father.
Oh, is it? Oh.
That's his father and the mother, and no, maybe that's a brother. Excuse me, that's a brother. I'm sorry. And I think that is Carl. I think that's this
Well,
woman's.
this looks like Cousin John here, this one.
Well,
He came from Sweden when I was a young girl.
Oh, is that the one? Because she asked me. She said other Lindys had moved to America. She said, "Do you know them?" You know, after just years later, she said. After my grandparents did, and I'm trying to think of who they would be. I don't know anybody.
Well, this looks like Cousin John. He used to come up to our house a lot.
Oh, did he?
And then he got then they lived in Port Angeles. He worked in the sawmill in Port Angeles when Victor did, that's Sig's husband. And they got to be good friends, and he used to bring him over. And then he married, and I heard later he died. His wife divorced him, and then he died.
Okay, he's the one because she said he married a Norwegian girl. She said. I have no idea, but she said they were divorced. And she wondered what happened to him. She didn't know.
Yeah. Well, then I heard he died afterwards.
Who's this, Mom?
John, my cousin John.
But then did they have children?
I don't remember.
Well, there's some other Lindy's floating around then, aren't there?
Yeah, there's a lot of Indies.
Can I see that picture in your hand, Grandma?
Oh.
It's backed up just a little.
Take this picture. Did you get this picture?
Yeah, she got that
I got
one.
that one. It's beautiful.
Now, who is this, Mama?
Do you have the negative?
Mother, who is this picture of?
That's the Lindy family. John, was it John, did you say?
This is, I believe it's Carl. It would be the brother, Theodore Lindy's brother, Carl.
Oh.
I'm quite sure.
And
I'm quite sure it
this
is.
guy, let's see, where was he? He came from Sweden and stayed at our place a lot.
What was his name?
John.
John.
Uh-huh.
And the rest of these, this was all taken in Sweden, though, huh?
I
Yes,
don't
that's
know.
Sweden.
Oh.
Oh, that's all in Sweden. This Sonia, who was a cousin, sent it to me. Excuse me. That is a copy that I have originally with the names on the back, but
Oh, yeah.
you know when you see so many names of things,
Yeah.
after a while it's confusing. I can't remember where everyone belongs. You know.
Do you have a negative of this?
I do, but I have this one. I want you to have this one because I've got several.
Oh, Audrey, I don't want you giving
Is that too big for you? Can you use that one? Do you think, or would you like a smaller one?
Really pretty in the book.
This is Family History Day.
Bad pennies never go away.
We're still here, Wally. You have to throw a smoke bomb and get us out.
Are you all
We're just enjoying it.
all drooling over your wonderful, all these hard-headed Swedes?
Our ancestors, our wonderful ancestors.
Mine now have never had any of these problems. Your ancestors.
Oh, didn't you?
Did you see the nice gallery up
That's a
there?
rogues gallery over there.
That looks awfully mean.
Don't you have your mother and father up there?
Yeah.
Oh.
We got a picture of an ancient grandfather, about the fourth one up, and
I'm stuck.
Oh,
Which is your mother and father over there, Wally?
big pardon?
Which is your mother and father over there?
well, can you? Here, I'll get
Yeah, I can see from here.
It's just a snapshot, really. It's not a large snapshot. Apparently they didn't have a wedding picture either.
I don't think people did in those days.
Probably not. They were married about 1919 after World War I.
I'm a fire.
Dad was a great picture taker. He even had us taken out in the hayfields when we were out in the hayfield. He had a photographer coming.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's wonderful.
Yeah,
Well, see, Mother said he was forward-looking, and I think he was.
Yeah,
Look at me. What have I got?
Hey, look what you've got. And she's got a camera, too.
It's genetic.
Yeah.
I take
camera?
everything.
Oh, that's wonderful.
She says I can have that one.
Oh,
Isn't that
well,
nice?
See, I've got a camera sitting in here,
Yeah.
and I haven't taken one picture. I had a really
We'll get that
expensive,
frame for
nice
you right
camera,
away.
and I don't take any pictures.
I don't.
I took it out so I remember to take pictures of all of you.
You know,
I brought down 2 portable ones because I can't figure out how to use all my good ones.
No, well, Wally's here, otherwise I wouldn't be able to use it.
Audrey, it's cheaper leaving the car like I do.
Oh dear, it's so
Who
funny.
are these pictures?
I don't know.
Oh, that's
Go get
Dad's parents. My dad's parents.
Oh, they
Uh-huh.
are.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Oh, that's
That's your
Dad.
dad.
Jump
Fishing.
boy.
Yeah.
Close.
Do you remember what year that was? Do you have any idea?
No, I sure don't.
It was probably before they were married or shortly after.
I'm sure it was before they were married.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's fading. I made copies of it, so.
And I
that's
have
one-
this one.
You have that one.
Is that his dog or is that a bear?
Oh, it's his dog, I think.
Oh,
Yeah. And there's another little one
Yeah.
there.
That's an
Here's
interesting
your dad
picture.
again.
Yeah. I wish I'd known a
That's our
little
big
more about
enough
Dad.
bear.
I didn't know much about him really. He didn't talk much about
Yeah,
himself.
isn't it? Yeah, he didn't. He was always quiet, wasn't he? Uh-huh.
Oh, he told stories, though, you know.
Oh, I
Oh,
know.
yeah. He used to
Not much
tell
was-
funny stories, but he never about himself. Really.
No. He said talked about his mother. He just seemed to just think she was wonderful. I'm sure she was, but that was his dad was mean. He said he was drunk. He drank,
Oh, was it?
and he was.
Well, our grandfather was a drinker, too. He drank all of his money away.
Which grandfather?
And Dad's father.
Yeah.
They said, Mama said that, he said they had to go barefoot in the snow in the wintertime. They were so poor they couldn't buy shoes.
Yeah.
He had a lot of timber. And he'd go to these saloons and give somebody his timber, and he just finally lost it all.
Well, that's what Dad said his father did too. They had a lot of property, timber property, and lost it.
Yeah, Dad said his father was real wealthy at one time. In fact, Al worked for Mr. Holmes down there in Sweden that had come from Sweden. and he told him he was going to marry a girl, you know, and he says, what's your girl's name? He said, Cemoria Linde. He says, oh, I knew a Linde in Sweden, but he said he was a wealthy man, but he drank it all up. So it must have been my grandfather.
Yeah. That's sad, but I think a lot of people drank, and I believe the country was so depressing.
Yeah.
Life was so hard.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
That's the only relief they had, you know.
And they tend to be alcoholics once it gets into
Sure.
once it gets started, and it's hard to reverse.
That's right. I'd be afraid to start drinking myself because is that being recorded? That's right. Yeah.
Turn of events that took place.
I know the result of that, the consequences. Yeah. This is the original of that. See, I have some puzzles.
Yeah, I have this one at home.
This is all your husband's family.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. No, this is. These are his Danish. This is a great grandmother. These are his grandparents.
Mom, you want to say what's in your hand? What do you have in your hand?
These are Grandma's or Aunt Rang's letters from Grandma, I guess.
Grandma's, your mother's letters maybe to and from Grandpa, from Alita to Grandpa, and perhaps from Alita to Theodore, and perhaps from Theodore to Grandpa. Anywhere there's letters that were written by them many years ago.
And they're in Swedish?
Lita
Swedish.
Auslund to Theodore Linde.
That's right. Can I help you?
Let's see. Förstår du man att något är an
Yeah. To your left.
så ska det bli...
No, to your left there.
I can't
No.
really read it, Audrey.
No, well, that's okay. It just, there's a card here too. But see, I didn't even really unroll them because I didn't want to break them apart, you know.
Yeah.
Mr. Ragnar Linde, 1914. It doesn't say who it's from though. I've got other little cards and things too that it's too much for you to go through, but it's just sometime it might be interesting for you.
1914, how old? Well, he was 14, 15 years old then.
The rascal.
Yeah.
He was getting yeah. Goodness. But it wasn't. It's just a card, so it doesn't. There's no address on it, so it must have been something he. And I'll get those.